Today we're talking about how to make a girl actually miss you. Let me make one thing clear first. There is no universal 100% guaranteed trick. No magic button you press and suddenly she starts missing you. That simply doesn't exist. But there are fundamental principles that reliably create this effect, and if you use them correctly, you will make her miss you. Let's begin with the most basic rule. A woman must feel a certain level of shortage of you, a sense of limited access. This is obvious. Every man hears it, but many still ignore it. Because I constantly see situations where a man is too present, too available, too enthusiastic, and then he wonders, why doesn't she miss me? Well, because you're everywhere. But let's move from the basic idea to practical, local, specific recommendations, because the details are what create emotional impact. Your first tool is unpredictability. Let's say you've had 3 dates, 5, 7, 10, whatever number. What happens next time? Who suggests the next meetup? When does it happen? Very often, when a man feels strong attraction, he enters the predictable zone. We're focusing on this scenario. The woman you really like is the one who gives you the least in return. With the women you're not that interested in, everything works easily. But with the one you want, you become predictable. After a date, the man immediately asks, "So when will we see each other again?" Or, "Are you free Saturday?" This kills unpredictability. This creates routine. This makes you predictable. Just by not naming the exact next date, you already create space for emotional tension. She starts wondering, will he suggest something? When will he ask? Why is he not planning ahead? Even slight uncertainty creates emotional pull. Now the next recommendation is about strong emotional contrasts. Men often try to impress women through big gestures, flowers, gifts, surprises, romantic moments. Nothing wrong with that. But if you give a bright emotion, you must follow it with distance. This is a razor's edge. If you only give positive emotion and then stay present, you destroy the balance. Why? Because she stops seeing your actions as meaningful or surprising and starts seeing them as your neediness. Here's the rule. If you give her something, for example, flowers, pull back afterwards. Give her the moment, give her the emotion, and then disappear for that day or the next one. This plants many thoughts in her mind. Why did he pull back? What is he thinking? Is he losing interest? And that is the feeling we need. Inner questioning. If you give a bright emotion and then remove yourself, she enters emotional hunger. That hunger creates missing. The next very common mistake. A man starts adjusting his entire schedule just to see her, not the other way around. He adjusts. This is a critical mistake. Let's say you see each other 3 times a week. Everything is mutual. Everything feels normal. Then suddenly she says, "Hey, I can't meet Wednesday at 7 like usual." Let's say she truly can't. Immediately the man reacts. "Oh, well, maybe 8 or 9, or we can do Thursday or Friday or whatever works for you." He bends his entire life around her, and he thinks he's doing something good. But in reality, he just took his first step into emotional collapse. Because now she sees he is adjusting and she is choosing. A massive imbalance is created instantly. Next point. Do not show her too early that you see her as long-term potential. Don't say, "I see you as my future girlfriend. I think this is serious." I'm very invested already. She must lead you into that stage, not the opposite. You don't make it a goal. She must bring it up. Regarding strong emotions like flowers or gifts, yes, they can work, but only if followed by distance. Many guys think that giving flowers creates long-term emotional impact. In reality, it only works when it's rare and followed by a pause. Every week, flowers don't build desire, they build routine. Unless the man's overall behavior creates emotional balance and unpredictability. Then the flowers work differently, as part of a larger dynamic. Your real task is to give emotion, then give absence. Give warmth, then give space. This contrast creates missing. Positive only leads to boredom. Zero emotion leads to detachment. You need both. There are two most common mistakes men make. Mistake number 1. Only positive emotions. Everything is nice, pleasant, smooth, comfortable. This is the fastest way to destroy attraction, because emotional monotony kills desire. Even if the relationship starts, your position in it will be weak. Mistake number 2. Zero emotions at all. This often happens when a man reads advice online about not being needy. He becomes cold, dry, emotionally flat. Neither positive emotions nor contrast. Just nothing. This is just as bad. Your task is emotional variety. Positive emotions, moments of tension, moments of unpredictability, moments of calm. This creates depth. Now let's talk about jealousy. Can you provoke jealousy? Yes. Why not? Should you? In some cases, yes. One small example. You casually mention that your ex wrote to you, but you're not interested in reconnecting. Then you switch the topic. She will not switch the topic in her mind. She will think about it all evening, all night. She will check your social media. She will wonder, is he texting her now? Is he thinking about her? Is there someone else? This tiny detail creates massive emotional reaction. Not manipulation, just subtle emotional contrast. There are many small moments like this in communication with a woman. It's a creative process. But men make the same mistakes for one reason. They believe a woman will miss them just because they're good. No. Women don't miss you for being good. They miss you for being emotionally impactful. Another major mistake: constant online communication. You see each other 2 or 3 times a week, and also text non-stop. Why? Let her miss you between meetings. Let her feel the gap. Let her feel the pause. If you're constantly online, she has no space to miss you. Of course, you can text first, but you end the conversation. For example, you say you're going to sleep because you had a long day. She's left thinking about you. This creates emotional aftertaste. That aftertaste turns into missing. Now I want to address new viewers specifically. Think back to the women who chased you, who wanted you badly, who wrote to you, who insisted on seeing you. Why did they behave that way? Because with them, you behaved differently. You didn't overinvest. You didn't overthink. You didn't overshare. You didn't over-pursue. And guess what? That worked. Now compare that to the women you really liked. With them, you changed your behavior and lost your effectiveness. That's the whole story. One last important point. Everything we discuss today works only when mutual interest exists, not when she's already in a dominant position, ignoring you, rejecting you, stringing you along. In that scenario, you must reverse the dominance dynamic first. That takes weeks, often months. But when mutual interest exists, everything in this video works beautifully.